Why do people have sexual fantasies? Well, according to a survey of over 4,000 Americans discussed in a Psychology Today article by psychologist Justin Lemiller, there are a few reasons. The most common reason given by survey participants was simply to experience sexual arousal, while 69.8% of Americans said it was because they were curious about different sensations and sexual experiences. Following that, participants reported having these fantasies to meet unfulfilled sexual needs, escape reality for a while, or express or fulfill a socially taboo sexual desire. See, lots of people have seemingly taboo sexual fantasies, which is why it's important to discuss this topic. According to an article from Insider, evidence suggests that those who have sexual fantasies experience less anxiety and a greater sense of self-esteem.
Roses are red, violets are blue. What you're attracted to says a lot about you. The same goes for what you like in the bedroom. Not to wax poetic here, but it's widely believed that a person's sexual fantasies can reveal deeper insights into their personality and even psyche. This shouldn't be too surprising, as studies show that roughly 98% of people reported having a sexual fantasy at least once in their life. Analyzing the interesting or even kinky details of your sexual fantasies can open you up to a world of self-discovery and awareness, which can help you understand yourself and those around you much better. Dr. Justin Lemiller remarks, "Our fantasies appear to reflect who we are and seem to be designed to meet our unique psychological needs. So let's dive in and explore what our sexual fantasies can reveal about us." If you like it rough, do you like being dominated in the bedroom? How about BDSM? BDSM is rooted in power exchange dynamics between a couple. Usually, one person plays the submissive role and the other plays the dominant role. And it's a pretty popular type of fantasy. One study shows that over 74% of respondents chose BDSM as their favorite fetish. So there's that. A desire to always play the submissive one in the bedroom indicates a desire to lose control, possibly as an escape and a way of relieving stress or anxiety. According to surveys in the book Tell Me What You Want by social psychologist Dr. Justin Lemiller, those who prefer to be dominated in the bedroom often have anxiety around sex and would rather someone else take the lead to take some of the pressure off them. Submission in the bedroom can be an indication of needing to feel intensely desired or adored during sex, which is often associated with an anxious attachment style. But for many, losing control in the bedroom can be freeing and even work as a stress reliever while reducing anxiety. So 50 Shades Freed, anyone? On the other hand, those who prefer to dominate may be craving or lacking power in other areas of their lives and may be trying to compensate for it in the bedroom. Either way, those who enjoy dominating in the bedroom tend to possess stronger personalities. Roleplay or cosplay. I think we've all daydreamt of being a character in our favorite movie, TV show, or even manga. I mean, how many people dress up as Sailor Moon or Naruto for Halloween? The excitement of roleplay or cosplay can definitely translate to the bedroom, and we don't blame you. If you're a fan of cosplay or roleplay in the bedroom, then this might indicate that you're seeking a form of escape or distraction from your regular day-to-day life. According to clinical psychologist Dr. Joshua Klapow, roleplay is simply an opportunity to escape our own reality. By labeling it in a formal way, we are giving permission to act, speak, feel, and think in a way that may be dramatically different from our true selves. There are various reasons why a person might choose to escape their reality by engaging in roleplay, such as needing a break from extreme stress or anxiety, or even an escape from boredom. Long as it doesn't interfere with important aspects of life, using roleplay as an escape mechanism can be healthy and a great way to spice things up in the bedroom. Just remember that respect and consent are absolutely necessary when engaging in any type of sexual activity, so never feel obligated to do something you aren't comfortable with. Sweetest taboo. Going back to Dr. Lemiller's study, those who identify as extroverted are more inclined to fantasize about adventurous sexual encounters, such as group sex and swinging. It also indicates a strong need for attention. When people dream of a threesome with their partner and one other person, it could be because they want all of the attention on them. However, the study found that those who identified as introverts reported to prefer kinkier sex. And surprisingly, they were more open to trying taboo acts in the bedroom in comparison to extroverts. Dr. Lehmiller explains the reasons behind this, stating that introverts have a harder time establishing the types of sexual relationships they want, which can increase their propensity for developing taboo and uncommon sexual interests. It just goes to show how different introverts and extroverts truly are. Foot fetish? Okay, so a foot fetish may seem super taboo and deviant, but it's actually a very common fetish. According to research by Lehmiller, 1 in 14 people, or 14%, report having a foot fetish or a sexual fantasy related to feet. But what does fantasizing about feet say about you? Similar to BDSM, some people may enjoy a foot fetish when they're either in a submissive or dominant role, because it triggers arousal. For example, someone might enjoy someone else playing with their feet in a submissive position because it gives them a sense of control and power, which is something they might crave in their life outside the bedroom. On the other hand, someone who prefers pleasuring someone's feet in a submissive position might enjoy the feeling of being controlled, which can stem from early childhood experiences and may even be a way of coping with trauma. However, fantasizing about feet occasionally doesn't necessarily mean you have a full-blown foot fetish. It just means you've been turned on by the idea of feet at least once. Romance and passion. Do you fantasize about having a steamy storybook romance? If this is the case, then according to Dr. Lehmiller, you might be the more anxious and even the needy type. He says those who are more likely to have romantic and passionate imagery in their fantasies could be trying to calm a sense of insecurity. This type of fetish could also be rooted in a fear of abandonment, which could stem from a series of broken or disappointing relationships that a person has experienced in real life.
One of my favorite things to do,
What?
What?
group hosting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now a new survey revealed that out of 4,000 Americans between the ages of 18 and 87, the most common sexual fantasy is group sex.
And as Dr. O has always said, live out your fantasies.
As you can see, joining us, psychotherapist, author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, Think, Act, and Be Happy, Dr. Mike Dow.
Hello there. Nice to join this group.
Thank you. This is a great group.
This is group doctor.
I just want to make it very clear, I have not thought about having group sex with this group. The best part about this is that wide range, ages 18 to 87. I'm having a hard time picturing the 87-year-old dreaming about group sex, but hey,
Now we know what's going on in those retirement homes. Yeah.
So, Dr. Dow, what's your take on this survey result?
Well, listen, I think there's a difference between our fantasies and what we act out in real life. And I think we have to realize that, right? So just because, you know, Dr. Orden and the 87-year-olds in nursing homes are having all these group sex fantasies doesn't mean that you have to go out and act on that.
Let me put it this way. Been there, done that, I'm done with it. So in other words, it's like...
Interesting.
Now you're happily married, got it out of your system.
Yeah, so I've come up with some new fantasies to take the place of that.
roll the tape.
Yeah!
Well, no, I think you're right, Dr. Dow, because I think, though, this is the most common fantasy. In fact, it's not actually that common for people to act out, right? Only about 10% of women and 18% of men have ever experienced a threesome, and less than 1% have experienced something like this in the last month. So I think the numbers are actually a lot lower than a study like this or a survey like this
And
might
probably
suggest.
a great thing because of STIs and, you know, obviously more partners increases your risks. So
The playing field is different.
it is.
I mean, you know, back 60s, 70s, it was different.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oftentimes, these fantasies are things that are taboo or maybe not appropriate for day-to-day activities, like voyeurism or watching people have sex, or exhibitionism, displaying your genitals in public, or having fetishes with uncommon sexual objects or body parts like feet or underarms or things of that nature. You can even have gender-bending fantasies, meaning you may see yourself as a different gender than you are naturally, or sexually fluid fantasies where you may demonstrate demonstrate traits that are not necessarily congruent with your day-to-day activities. And these, again, are normal fantasies that people can have and are not considered to be dangerous in any way. And I know some people start feeling really stressed about sexual fantasies, but the reality is fighting against these thoughts can actually be counterproductive. And generally speaking, allowing these thoughts and exploring them in your mind is not hurting anybody. So as long as you feel like you're getting some arousal or pleasure out of it, you may be curious about why you find this pleasurable or why you're having this fantasy, but ultimately it's just that, a fantasy.